Hi everybody.
Hey.
We are in Colorado. As you can see behind us,
Mount Elbert.
that's Mount Elbert.
We're in Leadville. Leadville's 10,152 feet, the highest city in the country. Pretty cool. We love it here.
And we just happened to climb that bad boy like 6 years ago, today-ish, because we got an update in memories. So it's the highest peak in Colorado.
Right.
Now, mind you, it's not the highest climb because we're already starting really high, but whatever, it's still a 14er. So, it's been a minute. We've done a lot since the last update, and we had 2 more national parks in Utah that we're gonna skip the fun facts on. I'm gonna come back around to that later on our YouTube channel.
Kind of lost track of time.
Yeah, it'd be too much. We would be here for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And
so stay tuned for Canyonlands and Arches. We'll update those fun facts in a YouTube video later on. But since we've already hit 2 epic national parks here in Colorado, we thought we'd start with those fun facts.
But I will say that Canyonlands blew my freaking mind, and I can't wait to go back. And the campsite we stayed at is the not popular one, which I don't know why, because it was the best campground we have stayed in. Is the Needles district. So if you go there, I've checked that out. Ton of backcountry. I
underestimated it totally. It really was beautiful there.
It was sweet. So Arches was cool too. You know, it's just the hikes are like, you could pretty much do all the hikes in
they're all really
2
short.
days. Yeah.
It was cool to see.
But it's fun. All right. So moving on to Colorado. So we finally get to live our dream of living in Colorado, because we're now living in Colorado.
Here we are.
And we're living in Leadville. I keep hoping to like run into Courtney DeWalter, but I'm sure she's doing some crazy shit like over somewhere cool. But so
we started at Gunnison.
Yeah, so our first stop in Colorado was Gunnison. So I'm going to share the fun facts about Gunnison.
Gunnison.
So Gunnison has the steepest cliff in all of Colorado, like the steepest vertical edge.
Right.
So Painted Wall in Gunnison is 2,250 feet, I'm pretty sure, real close to that. It's 3rd in the entire country. El Cap and the Notch, something like that, come first. But so that was cool. So it's called the Black Canyon of Gunnison because it is so narrow. It is more, it's deeper than it is wide. So there's parts of the canyon that only see 33 minutes of sunlight in a day.
Yeah,
so
that's pretty cool.
It appears black.
I'd love to be down there at night. You can camp down there with a permit. I really want to do that because you're camping like right next to the Gunnison River. It's so freaking cool. Maybe someday. Maybe.
So the canyon started being created about 60 million years ago, where this section of land rose up from the earth. It's on the eastern part of the Colorado Plateau. And then 30 million years ago, there were volcanoes on both sides that buried it in volcanic rock. And then 2 million years ago, here comes the Gunnison River, carving it out. So the Gunnison River is extremely dangerous, though. Only expert kayakers can go through. A raft cannot go through it at all. The water can rush up to 8,000 cubic feet per second. The depth of the river is up to 50 feet deep. And just to give you a little perspective on how fast the water rushes, the average feet that it drops per mile is about 40 feet per mile. Now, in comparison, the Colorado River through the Grand Canyon, the one that carved the Grand Canyon, only drops about 7 feet per mile. So it's 6 times the drop in the speed. And the fastest, steepest section of the river drops 240 feet in a mile. So there's a lot of times where you're not permitted to kayak down there. You die.
I had no idea it was that crazy there.
It's
a pretty good fact.
It's pretty crazy. There are no trails that go down to the river. So if you saw our video, or you can go back and look at it on our page, there's routes.
They call it a wilderness route. It's not an official designated trail. There's no trail name, but there are wilderness routes. And we found what that means is that you're pretty much just navigating through the wilderness at your own risk, because there's rocks and trees and stuff that most people don't want to try to go through, but that's all. That's the only way to get there.
It's like pure scree. So we took the Gunnison route, which is the middle
difficulty, I guess you'd say. Yeah.
And it drops about 1,800 feet in 1.25 mile.
Yeah.
So we've done it before, but I didn't remember it quite being this bad.
But that was probably our biggest climb.
Yeah, it's steeper than any part of the Grand Canyon that I've hiked in.
Short, but it's steep.
Yeah. So that was fun. But once you get down to the river, I mean, it's so beautiful. And they only give out 15 permits per day. So we got down there, there was
no one there.
So
it was really fun.
Extra props to that. But you gotta like climb out of there, like hand over hand climbing. There's a section where you it's like a 200-meter chain. You need that to get down or up. Yeah. So it's a good time.
Fun hike. I would do it again.
So
what do you do after Gunnison?
So after Gunnison, we went to
Red Rocks
to see Gregory Alan Isakov, which I bought those tickets almost a year ago on my birthday, October 21st last year, which also was within 10 days of when Mark got his terminal diagnosis.
Right.
So it was a really emotional concert because when I bought the tickets, I didn't know if we were going to be there.
Yeah.
So I cried the entire concert. I couldn't even look at Mark or make eye contact. So, I know like what we're doing, it's amazing and we're blessed, but most of what we show you guys is like the amazing stuff.
Fun stuff, yeah.
But there's days that are really hard and really emotional. And that was one. I didn't take one picture that whole time.
It was kind of surreal.
Yeah, the concert was amazing.
Epic.
And
he was great. We love him so much.
I
puts on a great show.
Thoroughly enjoyed it. I just had to like have a panic attack in the bathroom before he came out. But so yeah.
It's okay. We made it. We did it. It was fun. It was a great time. We camped at the Bear Creek Lake campground, and it was only a little over 3 miles from the amphitheater. So instead of taking a $50 Uber, maybe over, you're right, it was over 4. But the Uber would charge you like $50 to get there. So we ended up taking our bikes and bike riding up to the amphitheater. So that saved a lot of money. It was kind of fun.
The ride back was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Terrifying. Both of our bikes, my bike's like 20 years old, his is 30 years old. They both suck. They're both like
they should not be roadworthy.
No, and we rode back in the pitch black night
11 o'clock at night.
with no helmets and whatever. It was dumb. But it was kind of fun. The ride back was kind of fun. The ride there sucked because it's uphill the whole way, but
we had a good time.
Yeah. It was a good time. So
and then we went to Rocky Mountain.
Yes. So we love Rocky Mountain. This is definitely the most hiking that we did.
Gosh, yeah, we jammed it in.
Yeah,
we had 3 long hikes.
Yeah, it was really awesome. Why don't you tell us your fun facts that you got,
Rocky
Mark?
Mountain has been like, I don't know, it's been embedded in my heart since I was a kid. Back to the old John Denver days of playing my guitar with my family, and there's just something really special about Rocky Mountain. So I was excited to get here, and every time we've been here, we've done maybe one hike and didn't really see much, but this time we really packed it in. I'm really grateful because our hikes were so cool. So Rocky Mountain National Park became a park in 1915 thanks to President Woodrow Wilson. It stretches about 415 square miles over 265,000 acres. The bighorn sheep is the symbol of Rocky Mountain National Park. There are over 400 bighorn sheep, so you can usually see them on your hike, but we didn't see any of those this time. There's 30 miles of the Continental Divide Trail that go right through the middle of Rocky Mountain National Park. I thought that was kind of cool.
And it's right next to us.
Yeah, we're actually hiked part of it this morning.
Right next to it, yeah.
It was fun. The CDT goes right through the eastern, it splits the park from east to west, and parts of it actually go across the actual Great Divide of the country, so it's kind of neat. Highest paved road in the country is Trail Ridge Road, and I always wanted to drive this road. We finally did it. It gets up to over 12,000 feet of elevation. Covers, where's my notes here? It covers 48 miles. There's 48 miles of the road, so you have epic views. I think 11 miles of that 48 is above tree line. So
we had epic views the second day. The first day it looked like San Francisco.
It was
was
stormy,
just pure
cloudy,
fog.
rainy.
You
Yeah,
couldn't
it was
see
really foggy.
anything.
They warned us when we got in the park that there was only 50-foot visibility on the road. So we still went up there. By the time we got up there, it was a little bit more than that, but we actually did it twice. So the first time we did it, we had that crazy, cloudy, foggy experience, and the second day was blue skies, crystal clear, and it was really amazing. We had a great time. 350 miles of hiking, 450 miles of streams, 156 lakes. It's probably my favorite park, hands down. I would want to come back here and do a lot more exploring here. It's got everything. Got the mountains, got the wildlife, the water, the views, trails, so much fun.
So where we were, the Bear Creek Lake road, something like that.
The Trail Ridge Road?
Well, no. The Bear
Creek
Lake. Whatever the road is called. There's like a whole section of the park that you have to have a special
Bear
permit
Lake Road. Yeah.
to enter. And we saw 5 lakes there. And the one that we have never done was Mill Lake. That was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, we've done other trails in Colorado, not in the parks, that had that kind of epic views, but I mean, just pristine water, the peaks in the background,
so serene.
The pine trees, just the lake was like perfectly still, reflected the mountains. I mean, it really made me like think of Canada. But that beautiful. So if you go there, that's my suggestion. It was about 6 miles round trip.
Yep. And you got there through the Glacier Gorge Trailhead. And that took you up to Mill Lake.
But you can get there from other ways too if you want to add a little bit of length. And it really wasn't that hard of a climb. Like, I guess we did about 1,000 feet of climb in that 6 miles, but I really didn't feel
3
it.
miles. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Right. Yeah, it wasn't that difficult or challenging, but gosh, it was just, every step was beautiful. Alberta Falls we passed through, just the water and the streams was gorgeous. Yeah. Good times.
Yeah. So we're in Leadville now. Mark did a little bit of the Continental Divide Trail this morning. I did a run with Aphrodite out to Interlaken, which is like a ghost town that's on the Continental Divide. So if you look in my stories from today, I kind of captured that hike run. It was more of a hike. Yeah, it's really high here. But
feel it. It feels great though.
Yeah.
Love it.
So we plan on spending another couple weeks here, and then we're kind of shifting gears, passing through Ohio to do a whole East Coast thing. So yeah, that's where we're at.
I think we're where we headed next? Sand dunes next, maybe.
Well, the next
national park will be sand dunes, but yeah, we're gonna hit Ouray and
some hot springs in Ouray, some hot springs in Rico. Look at a couple properties, and then we're gonna do sand dunes.
And then head cross country.
Start heading east. So, well, this was a long one. If you're still here, thanks.
We're still having a great time. Everything's going great.
Right. Yep. Still a good time.
Stay tuned.
Oh, we forgot to talk about how you saved both of the dogs' lives. Ugh. I'm going to give you the shortest version possible, because it's within an hour at this boondocking place that obviously I chose, And
this is in the outskirts of Rocky Mountain National Park.
so he's setting up the rig, and I decided to take both the dogs down to the river, to the creek, just to hang out and get out of his way. And I'm yelling at Zeus because he's drinking the water, which did make him sick days later. Different story. And I turn around, and Aphrodite is like choking, not breathing, pawing at her face. So I do like the little finger sweep thing. Can't find anything. So I'm screaming at him to come down. He comes down, scoops up the dog, shoves his whole hand in their mouth, pulls out like this wad of broken chicken bones, and she's fine. I was like, damn dog. Thank God for your training. Seriously, saved my dog's life. And then literally less than an hour later, they're both outside, and this husky mix comes just trotting along, across the road, across the highway, and starts to go up to Aphrodite. He grabs Zeus. Zeus got loose and jumped on the dog.
Round
and they
one.
did their little thing, and he yanked the dog off. And we went over and tried to talk to the guy who was from California, and like didn't even notice that his dog was gone, right? But I checked out his dog. His dog seemed fine. Thought Zeus was fine. Come back. Zeus was laying on the ground, blood everywhere. So we've been doing wound care on Zeus's face.
The dog got put a puncture in his snout, which we didn't see at first, but so we've been doing wound care on that. Melissa's been doing most of that, so it's all healed. He's fine. And then
so Mark
dogs
in 1 hour saved 3 dogs' lives. So
it's all good.
Good job, Mark.
Everybody's fine now. We're all good.
All good. All right.
Full
Bye,
steam
guys.
ahead. See you next time.
Peace.
Peace.